Good evening, everyone, and what a crowd it is. It is my pleasure to introduce another Boston icon. Peter Lynch is known throughout the world for his tremendous success at Fidelity's Magellan Fund. For 19 years under Peter's leadership, Magellan leveraged the wealth of average people and transformed the way that working-class Americans viewed investing. At its peak, 1 in every 100 Americans was a Magellan investor. And Peter's 2 books on investing, One Up on Wall Street and Beat the Street, have each sold more than 1 million copies. And yet, for countless organizations in Greater Boston, Peter's greatest achievements came after he retired from Magellan in 1990 and devoted himself to providing educational opportunities for inner-city students. Over the past 20 years, the Lynch Foundation has raised more than $125 million in endowments and scholarships for countless organizations, including the Catholic Schools Foundation, Boston College, Teach for America, Partners in Health, First Night, and the Special Olympics. And those who have worked with Peter in all these efforts tell us more.
At one point in your life, you decide whether you're going to have a future or you don't. You start drifting the wrong way, and you're in trouble. And we don't let kids drift.
I've known Peter through the BC board, where I'm currently chair. He's so deeply committed to helping other people. He's so passionate about that. And I see that in everything he undertakes, whether it's helping inner city kids, Catholic schools, and of course BC, where he's just been fabulously philanthropic.
Peter is a man who is very idealistic. He's faith-filled. He is very driven by his desire to make this a better world. The Lynch Foundation has been so generous in funding many different kinds of activities, and particularly for supporting education. He's head of the Catholic Schools Foundation, raising over $60 million and running the Inner Cities Scholarship Dinner every year.
Peter has changed the face of BC forever, helping inner city kids get there and helping others who can't afford to be there stay there. He's just changed the face of BC forever in an incredibly positive way. He's incredibly committed and amazingly philanthropic and just cares so deeply about other people.
He cares. He cares about people. He cares about these children. And he loves to take people around to visit the schools and the sites so that they understand that we're not just talking about abstractions, but about real children. Peter, congratulations on this very well-deserved honor. We are very proud of all that you do. God bless you and keep up the good work.
Peter, in honor of your passion for education and all you have done for Boston's youth, we welcome you into the Academy of Distinguished Bostonians. Congratulations.
You want me to get the chair?
No, sir.
Okay. Wow. This is a special day for someone that spent only 2 years of his life outside of Boston at graduate school and 2 years of his life in the Army outside of Boston. The other 61 years, I've been inside Route 128. And this is big to be in this incredible group. I love Boston. I love Boston. My affection's more than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It is a great place, people are great, and it's going to get better. It's also wonderful for an Army ROTC cadet that barely made it to first lieutenant be on the program with another ROTC cadet They got a little bit further. Yeah. We're not talking light colonel, bird colonel. We're talking 4 big ones, 4 big stars, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, an incredible Secretary of State, and a wonderful individual. This is really, I'm choked up by Colin Powell, and then to make me feel really good, he told me he had been in the Magellan Fund for a long time. But I'd really like to say a few things about being a volunteer, which has changed my life. And I've been involved in it for about 35 years, but for the last 19, I've been almost a full-time beggar. Since I started running Magellan Fund, I do volunteerism, and I get citations, I get awards, but tens of millions of Americans do volunteerism just because it's good for them, because they love it. They're involved, they get no citations, they get no credit. They see how effective they are. They see the results, they enjoy what they're doing, and it's amazing. They get no recognition. In 2007, 66 million Americans did formal volunteer work. We're talking over 2 hours a week. Of that, 1/3 did 5 hours a week, and they've been doing it for over 5 years. That's equal to 9 million jobs. That's remarkable to me. Have you ever heard about this on 60 Minutes or in the news? Now, why is this important to the Boston Chamber of Commerce and to business people? Volunteers have a dramatically lower rate of absenteeism, a much higher level of job satisfaction, much lower mortality rates. Cleve, you'll be happy about that. And substantially less turnover than anyone else in the companies. And they're a huge positive for the people they help. This is incredible. Whether a company has 50 employees or 50,000 employees, let's get some more enthusiasm behind volunteerism. It costs nothing to give an award for recognition for Volunteer of the Week, Volunteer of the Month, Volunteer of the Quarter, Volunteer of the Year. It costs nothing to do that. Why isn't this happening at every single business in Boston, every business in America? This is what's really helping our country. It's unique to America. Volunteerism is very unique to America. It's a great thing. It's not understood. The city of Philadelphia could use all the big brothers and big sisters alone that exist in America. We need more volunteers. They're team players, and they're very productive. It's a great thing for business. Look into encouraging it. I want to thank you so much for this award, for this recognition. This is such a great place to live, great place to work. We have so much more to achieve. This is one of those great moments in my life, and I want to thank my wife, Carolyn, for all she's done for me for 41 years. Thank you so much.